Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we've got a good one for you. This is one that I've been planning to make since February on a pre-order that we made all the way back then. Like I said, finally, my Darth Revan Black, or actually not even Black Series, Elite Series lightsaber has finally come in stock. And take a look at this. Now this is insanely cool packaging. I cannot wait to crack this thing open and take a look. How cool is that? Is that not some of the coolest packaging you've ever seen? Certainly beats the old Black Series or even the Legacy Series that comes in the cases. That is pretty cool. It almost makes you want to display just the box. But I've already cracked this open and taken the hilt out just so it's a little easier to manage and we weren't fumbling around with the goodies inside. But before we go, let's take a look at the other side of the packaging. And there you go. Pretty cool. And what is cool about this, as you can see, the front side was purple, the back side is red. Yes, this does come with 2 kyber crystals, so you're going to be able to switch out and choose which blade color you want. So without further ado, I know you don't want to see the box. You're here to see this amazing looking lightsaber. So let's get to it. Like I said, I already pulled the goodies out of the box. And once you do that, it comes in this nice big old tray. But this is what it looks like when you take it out of the box. It comes this nice tray. There's your hilt, get your blade, your extra kyber crystal. And I'm assuming this is your stand here. And I'm not exactly sure what that is, but we will find out once we get into it. But I know I'm excited. Let's get into this thing. And pull the blade out real quick, which looks very similar to the Legacy blade. Got those 2 little notches on it. Looks very similar. I'm curious if that is the same type of connection. It almost looks like exactly like the Legacy connection, which would make sense because Hasbro makes the Legacy sabers for Disney. So let's see if we can learn how to get into this thing. Pull that off. Yes, that definitely does look like the stand. It is metal, so that is nice and solid. But the only thing I'm not going to like about this is it looks like it's going to stand the saber straight up, which I prefer. You know, this is the Galaxy's Edge one, is that lays it nice and flat. But we'll see. Maybe I might use it, I might not. We'll get to that whenever we decide to display this bad boy. What else we got? There's our other crystal. That one actually looks clear. Maybe that's the maybe that's going to be the purple one, even though it looks white or clear. I don't know. We'll find out. And we got some type of book. That looks most likely just instructions and such. Nobody really cares about that. But what we do care about is this. Now that is a mean looking lightsaber right there. Very cool. And actually, yeah, these do. Oh, it has, I see what's going on. See at the topper, it has a realistic style emitter that can come out so you can put the blade in. So that is very cool that they get sort of like the Luke Skywalker version of the Legacy lightsabers. It has a emitter cap, and that gives it that realistic look if you just want to display the hilt, which is what I'm going to do. But take that off. It's got a little plug there, and as you see, there you go. You can stick your blade in. But very cool. I'm curious to how we open this up to switch the kyber crystals. But before we do that, we're going to see what color we got in here. I'm assuming the red crystal is inside of this thing. And hopefully she turns on. Nope. No ignition. Maybe we need some batteries. Let me see what's going on in here. Be kind of lame if they didn't give me any batteries. And oh, way to cheap out on me, Hasbro. No batteries. Maybe they're in the box, but if not, that's pretty sad. Look in here. Maybe I didn't look hard enough in the packaging. Oh, I think they cheaping out on the batteries. Budget cuts at Hasbro. Couldn't even give you 3 AA batteries so you could turn on your lightsaber. Well, I have to pause this video for so I can go find some batteries. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Got the batteries in there. I had a feeling something was up because when I pulled out the packaging, it was pretty light, so it doesn't really surprise me that there wasn't any batteries in it, but that is pretty lame. They could at least give you 3 batteries to ignite your new saber that you just paid $250 for. But enough complaining about that. But here you go. These little keepers here on the emitter. Gotta make sure, just for, I mean, I guess you could leave it like that if you really wanted, but to pull the blade in and out, you do have to remove those, pull it out, but to give it the realistic look that it's supposed to have, you have to push those in. But let's turn this thing on. We got the purple blade. It's interesting because that other crystal was white or clear. So we'll see what's going on there. But there you go. Let's take a listen to this thing. Very sensitive on the motion. It's giving off a nice flash too. And strike the blade. Very, very responsive. Got a good sound to it. But you're getting, I did ignite it with the red. Oh, that's a cool shut off. It's got a little different animation than the other ones. It's really smooth. Let me do that again. Really smooth de-ignition. Very cool. Yeah, I guess it might have an updated type LED inside of that because the other one's kind of just on off pretty quickly. It's got a really slow like pull back into the hilt. And there's a green button here. I'm not really doing anything when it's off. I'm curious if that does anything when it's on. Oh, hold on, it's doing something. Oh, you guys didn't get to see that, but I did. Watch the end of the blade. I'm gonna hit this green button here on the hilt. Watch what the blade does. It's almost like a cutting animation. How cool is that? That's something I've never seen in any of the other styles. You let go of it, it goes back to its normal style. If you just tap it, it kind of just does it real, kind of gives like a flash. I bet you that's a cutting animation. Where's the packaging? I wonder if it says anything about that. That is very cool. I've never seen anything like that. Let me pull the box up here real quick, see if it says anything about the... There, yeah, wall cutting effect. There it is. Blaster deflection effect. Progressive ignition. That's the ignition we were talking about. The nice and slow on and off. Progressive ignition. Probably should have read the box before I did this. Blaster deflection. I haven't seen that one, but that's the wall cutting effect there. Yeah, that's the wall cutting effect. Like if you would, jam the end of the blade into the wall and give you that cool effect. That is super cool. I've never seen anything like that. Just hoping it's showing up well on the camera. It might, maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just seeing something you're not. Let me look at my playback real quick. Yeah, it's really hard to tell just because it's so bright. Maybe if I move it back further. I can see it a little bit, get further away from the camera, but it is such a cool animation. I wonder how we get the wall cutting. Okay, that's what it is. If you tap it, if you tap the green, you get those white flashes. It's kind of like your blaster deflection. And if you hold the green, that's when you're getting that cutting effect. See how it's lighting up on my hand, the different colors? I'm really hoping that shows up on the camera just so you guys can see it. It seems like it gets a little better when I hold the blade away. It's super cool. Definitely a new technology they're using with this Elite series, which makes sense. You're paying a little more, should get a little more effects. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to try to figure out how to switch the Kyber crystal, because I have another crystal here, and it should be red. I don't know why I'm taking that off. I'm going to pull the blade. And we might need the instructions on this one, because I'm not exactly sure how to get the crystal out. So let me do some reading. We'll see if I can figure out how to get the crystal out before I just go ahead and break something. Alright guys, mystery solved. This is just a display crystal that comes along with it to put inside for when you don't have a blade. So, the only way in which I've learned to switch the blade color is in the button controls. It's telling me if you hold both down at the same time, it will switch the color of the blade. So let's go ahead and give that a try. Green down, red down. Look at that. Just switched to red. Pretty cool. And you get same exact motion, same striking effect. Say it's pretty cool. Getting the cutting effect. Tapping it, getting the blaster strike. I like the new technology, very cool. I must say, this is one of the nicest, if not the nicest saber that I have in my collection now. This is super cool. Definitely extremely well made. Very light compared to a lot of the others. A lot of detail. Just overall, beautiful. I see a shut off. I have a curious thing. A shut off in red. Is it going to reignite in red? It does. Okay, there you go. So it's got a little bit of a memory to it. So if you want to switch it back to purple, let's go ahead and do that. Kind of gives you a nice animation or a sound when you switch between the colors. Listen to this. And then I'll switch back. It is giving you different sound going each direction, from purple to red, then red to purple. Very cool. I must say, I am impressed with the Elite series. Now it is a little pricey compared to the Legacy Sabers, and the regular Black series around 200. The Legacy Sabers are around, just by the hilt themselves, 130 to 200, including the blade. I guess it's very similar to the Black series, but they are considering this Elite series, so you are going to pay a little more, but you are getting some updated animations, updated sounds, and everything like that. But there you go, very cool. Now I'm going to add this, as always, get in the comment section, a fine addition to my collection, as General Grievous would say. We'll pull the blade out. Where's that crystal? I wonder if this does anything, just because it has like the terminals on the bottom of the crystal. Maybe I wonder if it does anything if you just put the crystal in and turn and lock it in. The only thing I'm seeing, I mean, it's turning on. It's giving me the color of the light from the crystal, but I'm not exactly sure what that's going to do for you. I don't know. I guess that's like a display thing to leave a crystal in it. If you wanted to still have it be able to do something, have some type of animation or sound with the crystal in. Doesn't make any motion sounds or anything like that with the crystal in, but nothing else. But there you go. Let me know what you guys think of the new Darth Revan Elite Series lightsaber. I say I'm pretty impressed. I'm glad I pre-ordered this thing. This is super cool. I can't wait until Darth Revan becomes more into the canon of movies, because supposedly we're going to go back to the Knights of the Republic in next Star Wars movies. So that's going to be exciting to see, Darth Revan come into the mainstream for Star Wars. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. This is definitely probably one of the highest detailed sabers I have in my collection now. Pretty bad, pretty mean, and like I say, pretty awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for all the likes, the comments, and the subscriptions. Let me know what you think of the Darth Revan. And if you haven't heard, they did just announce this past week for the Elite Series, the next edition is none other than Emperor Palpatine himself. This will be one of the first, large production makes of the Emperor's Saber. Super excited. And of course, I've already pre-ordered it. I believe it was scheduled for December, but who knows with the whole COVID thing in the world we live in, who knows when it'll show up. But I say I believe these were delayed a little bit, but they weren't delayed a whole lot. So Hasbro kept up with production and was able to get these things out pretty close to schedule. So glad I pre-ordered it, and it's pretty cool to finally be able to put this in my collection with the rest. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, thanks for the likes, the comments, and the subscriptions. You can follow me on Twitter at Pen2Flow. This has been the Pen2Flow Darth Revan perspective.